Hey guys, welcome back. Yes, that's correct. I'm going to be getting rid of this Harbor Freight Hallmaster roof basket. I've had it on here for about 2 weeks now, and I'm just not sold on it. I don't think it's really worth the money, even though it is quite inexpensive. But I'm going to show you a few reasons why this just isn't working out for me. Hey guys, hopefully you can hear me okay. It is pretty windy out here today. The weather's definitely turning, getting closer to winter, unfortunately. But the first reason that I'm taking this down is kind of silly because it's just aesthetics, it's just looks. But I really don't like the way it looks on my Toyota Rav4 Prime. This is the same body style as any 2019 and up Toyota Rav4. And I don't know if you can see there behind me, but it looks really short. And I wasn't expecting that. I didn't actually measure anything before I purchased this. But now that I got it on there and I keep looking at it, I keep seeing it in parking lots, I just think it looks kind of goofy being so short. It still is accessible. I can put my foot on the passenger side or the driver's side rear sill and I can get up there. But if you get up on the rear tire to access it, there really isn't anything there. You can't reach anything because the rear tire is back further than the basket. So yes, number one is kind of silly. It's just aesthetics, but that's one of the reasons. And if you look at it, number two, see if I can get in there. Number two are these posts that are always sticking up. So if you do put anything on there, it's gonna hit whatever you put in there. So if you put a gas tank or anything flat or anything you don't want to get poked, those are always going to be up there poking. It does come with some rubber covers for those bolts, but I just never end up putting them on because it's kind of a pain, another thing to lose, another thing to blow off. But that actually comes to number three, and the third reason why I'm getting rid of it is that it's kind of a pain to put on and take off. Like I said, I had it for 2 weeks. I've only removed it once, and it was just kind of to try it out to see how it was. And it was a pain in the butt. So if you buy one of these, plan on leaving it unless you really have more patience than I do. But with all these U-bolts, and if you saw my installation video, I'll post a link to that video, but you kind of see how it went on. Same idea for coming off. There's these U-bolts that go around each of these rails, and you have to unscrew these nuts right there, and then the U-bolt comes out the bottom, and then you can lift the rack off. And it's just a pain. I know a lot of roof racks are like that. Pretty much all of them are like that. There's one that I found that isn't like that, which I'll get to in a second. But that's just another big reason why this one wasn't working out for me. What are we on, number four? I think we're on number four. This is also a very common thing with roof baskets, is the noise. This is just like all the other ones. It's going to create noise. Just take it or leave it. That's the way it is. If you like to travel with your sunroof open, then I think any roof basket is going to be a bad idea for you. They're all going to create noise. The noise on this isn't too bad, but I have noticed that my roof, I feel like it's vibrating. Like when I put my hand on the grab handle, I can feel it vibrating. Again, not a deal breaker. I expected that, but just something for you to consider if you're considering a roof basket. You're going to have wind noise. But in my opinion, one thing that might help is if these bars weren't perpendicular to the car. I think if they were in the same direction as the wind, it might help wind noise a little bit. I have read on forums and I have seen posts that if you have stuff in here, the wind sometimes isn't quite as bad because you get a lot of the air coming up through here and it's going through all of these different bars. And that is what creates some of the noise. So maybe if you're having it loaded with something that's flat and not too tall up, maybe the wind noise won't be as bad. But after learning that, I sought after a basket that would have bars running forward and back instead of perpendicular to the car. All right, and my fifth reason why I'm removing this is that it's already rusting. Like I said, it's only been 2 weeks. We've only had rain maybe once so far, and these joints right here are already rusting. I know this is a trouble point with the Harbor Freight because I've watched other videos and I've seen forums that these joints right here rust. I'm just shocked that it's rusting already. And if it's already rusting, this thing is not going to last in an upstate New York winter with all the salt that we get on our roads. And if you watch my previous video on this, you know that I planned on priming this and painting it, but the fact that it's already rusting, that's not really a good sign overall. And now that there's rust there, painting and priming over it isn't really the greatest idea anyway. But that is my fifth reason. So if you're a budget conscious buyer, I don't think it's that horrible. Yes, I am kind of nitpicking, but I've spent a lot of money in the car and I'm doing a lot of stuff to it, and I really wanted it to be top notch. And this cheap Harbor Freight basket definitely is not top notch. So as long as you don't care, then it's probably fine. But I do think that the rusting is definitely a concern. So if you buy it, you're definitely going to want to consider painting it, unless you live Midwest where there's no ocean salt or no road salt. Then you might be fine. Maybe it won't rust as much. Of course, like with all roof modifications, roof baskets, anything you're hauling or moving, you're going to have losses in your efficiency. For me, I'm losing around 1.25% for efficiency. That's with electric power, but it's going to be the same with gas. You expect to lose around 1.25% for your fuel economy just by adding the roof basket alone, not by even having anything in it or at all. So expect that. I think that's it for my gripes. If you're a budget conscious person, then I think it'll be just fine for you. But for me, I just wanted something a little bit better, which is why I'm going with the Yakima roof rack. It's crazy. It's way, way more expensive, but it is a beautiful rack. And I don't know if you can tell, this is just the extension. I have the rest of the rack arriving tomorrow, but all of these bars run in the direction of the airflow, which I think is going to help out a lot. I'll have an upcoming video about it, so I'll let you know. But it looks like a really, really nice rack, really well built, but crazy expensive. So price-wise, again, in case you didn't watch my last video, that one retails for $89.99 from Harbor Freight, and then you can usually find a 20% off coupon. So it was somewhere in the upper 70s for that. This one here, just this roof rack extension, which is going to make it longer and fill the roof a little bit better, just the roof rack extension was $150. The rest of the roof rack goes for $450. I lucked out. I was watching on Amazon and I found some of those like returns. So somebody who buys it returns it back to Amazon. They give you a discount on it. So this one I ended up paying $119 for, and the roof rack that is coming, they're both still brand new. This is still sealed in the box. Well, it was sealed. I opened it. But the roof rack that's coming, I got that one for $350, so $100 off for that one. So I'm really looking forward to that. I'll be doing an installation or review video on that at some point. But that's it for my thoughts. Again, I hope it helps somebody. See you guys.